Jungkook loses his favorite ring before going on stage, all in a panic here, until Jimin quietly pulls it out of his pocket and whispers, "I keep it because I don't want to lose you." Jungkook panics after losing his ring before stage. Jimin's quiet gesture sparks tension, emotion, and unspoken love in this gripping story. The backstage lights flickered violently, and Jungkook's heart slammed against his ribs. "Where is it?" he hissed, his voice barely audible over the roar of the crowd beyond the curtains. His fingers trembled as they searched the floor, brushing against tangled wires, discarded costume pieces, and the cold metal of the stage rigging, but the ring was gone. Sweat strung his eyes, and the familiar thrum of adrenaline mixed with dread. That ring wasn't just jewelry, it was a tether, a reminder that amidst the chaos of screaming fans and relentless schedules, someone anchored him, believed in him. Losing it before going on stage felt like losing a piece of himself. "Jungkook, calm down," came a quiet voice, smooth but firm, cutting through his panic like a knife. He turned to see Jimin leaning against the wall, hands tucked in his pockets, eyes calculating yet soft. The room smelled of sweat, perfume, and faintly of lingering smoke from the pyrotechnics test. "I can't," Jungkook whispered, voice tight, voice breaking slightly. I can't perform without it, I can't." He sank to his knees, the air heavy around him, each exhale shaking with fear he couldn't articulate. His mind raced, not just with worry about the performance, but with flashes of every time he had slipped on that ring and felt steady, protected, whole. Jimin crouched beside him, their shoulders brushing, and the subtle warmth of his presence grounded Jungkook in a way nothing else could. "Look at me," Jimin said softly. The tremor in his own voice betrayed his calm facade. "It's here." With deliberate slowness, he pulled the ring from his pocket and held it between them, the silver gleaming under the dim backstage light. Jungkook blinked, dumbstruck, a mix of relief and confusion flooding him. You had it." "I keep it," Jimin murmured, leaning closer so their foreheads nearly touched, "because I don't want to lose you." The words weren't theatrical, weren't staged for anyone to hear. They were raw, fragile, and devastatingly intimate. For a moment, the chaos of the world outside the curtain ceased. The scent of Jimin's cologne, familiar and grounding, filled Jungkook's senses. The distant murmur of the crowd became a background hum, almost protective, as if the world itself acknowledged the fragile, unspoken bond between them. Jungkook's fingers closed around the ring, its weight grounding him. He looked up at Jimin, and in the way their eyes met, all words became unnecessary. Every anxious thought, every fear of losing control, melted into a quiet certainty that Jimin would always be there, silent, patient, watching, guarding. The noise of the crew moving props and adjusting microphones grew louder, snapping them back into the physical reality of the stage. Jungkook rose, finally steady, sliding the ring back onto his finger. The familiar click felt like a heartbeat, rhythmic, solid, and unwavering. "Let's go," Jimin whispered, standing, offering his hand. Jungkook grasped it without hesitation. The backstage chaos no longer threatened him. He carried an anchor now, one not made of metal, but of quiet loyalty and shared unspoken truths. The curtains trembled in anticipation, fans' cheers swelling like a tidal wave, but Jungkook's focus was unshakable. With Jimin by his side, the world could fall apart, and he would still stand. Their fingers lingered together for a fraction of a second before letting go, a secret acknowledgement, a promise neither of them needed to voice. And as Jungkook stepped into the lights, the thrum of the music, the flash of cameras, and the roar of the crowd all seemed to pulse in rhythm with that single, powerful thought: he was never alone. The dressing room smelled of sweat, hairspray, and nerves, a cocktail that made Jungkook's chest tighten every time he stepped in. He paced back and forth, ring snug on his finger, but the earlier relief had faded into something heavier, sharper. The adrenaline from the stage hadn't worn off, it had transformed into a gnawing tension. "Are you seriously overthinking this again?" Jimin's voice cut through the thick air, teasing yet edged with something darker than usual. He leaned against the mirror, arms crossed, eyes tracing Jungkook's every twitch. There was a challenge in his gaze, an unspoken dare to admit how vulnerable he felt. "I can't help it," Jungkook snapped, spinning to face him. "What if I mess up? What if—" His words faltered, swallowed by the fear that sometimes clawed at him unrelentingly. Jimin stepped closer, close enough that Jungkook could feel the warmth radiating off him. "You think too much," he murmured, his breath brushing against Jungkook's ear. "You've got the fans, the stage, the lights, but do you have me?" The question landed like a punch. Jungkook swallowed, throat tight. "Of course I do," he said, though his voice lacked conviction. The lie tasted bitter, but he couldn't admit the truth, not yet. Not when the ghosts of past mistakes, the lingering fear of losing control, of letting everyone down, still haunted him. "You're lying," Jimin said softly, almost a whisper, yet it carried the weight of accusation. "I can feel it. You're scared, and you think keeping me at arm's length will protect you." His hand brushed against Jungkook, lingering deliberately. The contact sparked a shock through Jungkook's veins, a reminder of how dangerously close they were to crossing invisible lines. "I'm not scared," Jungkook shot back, but the words trembled. His hands fisted, nails biting into his palms. I can't handle everything at once. You don't understand." "Oh, I understand perfectly," Jimin interrupted sharply, eyes darkening. "I've watched you crumble, hide, panic over things you think no one sees. And now, you lost your ring and you acted like the world was ending. But guess what? You weren't alone this time." His fingers tightened around Jungkook, pulling him close enough to feel the rapid beat of his heart. Jungkook swallowed hard, the combination of Jimin's nearness and his words unbalancing him. It's different this time," he muttered. "I can't screw this up, not with the performance, not with everything." "Everything?" Jimin's tone was teasing, dangerous, and intimate all at once. He leaned in until his lips hovered near Jungkook's ear. "You mean me?" The word hit harder than any slap. Jungkook froze, caught between the storm of his rising emotions and the flicker of desire in Jimin's eyes. "Stop," he breathed, but it was hollow, powerless against the pull of the magnetic tension between them. Jimin smiled, slow and wicked. "Stop what? Feeling? Wanting?" His hand slid down to brush Jungkook's chest, teasing, testing. "I've been keeping my distance because I knew you weren't ready to admit it, but maybe now, after today, you can't hide from me anymore." The door banged open suddenly, the stage manager's voice slicing through the intimacy. "Jungkook, 5 minutes, get ready." The spell broke. Jungkook's eyes darted to the floor, cheeks burning, mind racing. Jimin's hand lingered just a second longer before retreating, leaving Jungkook both relieved and agonized. "Go," Jimin murmured, almost like a command, almost a plea. As Jungkook raced toward the stage, every step reverberated with tension, internal and external. The ring on his finger glinted under the harsh lights, a silent reminder of the unspoken bond that Jimin had claimed for himself. And somewhere in the crowd, behind the screaming fans, eyes were watching them, not with admiration, but suspicion. Later, after the performance, when the adrenaline faded and the lights dimmed to the dull glow of backstage, Jungkook's phone buzzed with a cryptic message. "We know about the ring. We know what it means. Don't make the wrong move." His chest tightened. This wasn't just about the performance anymore. Someone was watching, waiting, threatening. And Jimin's soft hand on his shoulder reminded him that for all the danger surrounding them, there was one person who wouldn't let him fall. "You didn't tell me this would get complicated," Jungkook muttered, voice low, raw. Jimin's smile was faint, almost sad. "Complicated?" he said. "Kid, this is just the beginning, and trust me, it's going to get messier than you think." Jungkook swallowed hard, the weight of expectation, love, fear, and desire all pressing down. But when he looked at Jimin, calm and unwavering in the storm around them, he realized something terrifying and exhilarating at once. He was in way over his head, and he wouldn't have it any other way. The hotel corridor smelled faintly of antiseptic and perfume, a strange combination that made Jungkook's stomach twist. He moved quickly, heels of his sneakers clicking against the polished floor, eyes darting at every shadow. The message had rattled him more than he wanted to admit. Someone knew about the ring, knew about the bond he shared with Jimin, and now the comforting illusion of safety felt like a lie. Jimin's hand slid into his as they walked, fingers intertwining with quiet insistence. "You're overthinking it," Jimin whispered, voice low, dark, dangerous. This isn't about them, it's about us. Jungkook's grip tightened reflexively. Us, Jimin, what if they use this against us, against you? Jimin's laugh was soft, teasing, but it carried a razor edge. Against me? Kid, I can take care of myself, but you, he paused, letting his gaze burn into Jungkook's. You have this adorable habit of panicking over every little thing. Jungkook's heart thudded painfully, both at the accusation and the intimacy of Jimin's proximity. It's not adorable, he snapped, heat rising to his cheeks. I can't. Jimin cut him off, stepping closer until Jungkook could feel the warmth radiating from him. You can't what? Admit that you want me, that you've wanted me from the moment I pulled that ring from my pocket. The question struck deeper than any arrow. Jungkook's breath caught, and for a moment the world narrowed to just the two of them. His pulse thundered in his ears. He started, then stopped, shaking his head. I can't say it out loud. You don't get it. There's too much at stake. The fans, the company, everything. We can't. Jimin's hand cupped Jungkook's jaw, tilting his face upward. His voice dropped to a whisper, raw and magnetic. You think this is about the world? No, this is about you, me, us. Don't pretend like you've never imagined it. Jungkook's resolve faltered, his knees threatening to buckle under the weight of desire, fear, and shame. You're insane, he muttered, but his lips trembled despite the words. And you love it, Jimin shot back with a grin sharp and wicked. Don't fight it, admit it, just for me. Jungkook's breath hitched, caught in the tempest of emotions that had been building since the backstage incident with the ring. He stammered, finally letting the words slip. I want you, Jimin's lips crushed against his in a sudden, heated kiss, a collision of need and promise, desperation and control. Jungkook's fingers clutched at Jimin's shoulders as the world blurred around them. Every danger, every threat, every lurking eye outside their bubble ceased to exist. There was only the raw, magnetic pull between them, fierce and undeniable. When they broke apart, gasping, Jungkook's forehead rested against Jimin's. But it's dangerous, he whispered. Someone knows, someone could. They won't, Jimin interrupted, dark eyes fierce. Let them try. No one touches you, no one, not while I'm here. Just then the elevator chimed open, and a figure appeared, sharp and imposing. It was Taehyung, face unreadable, eyes glinting with something Jungkook couldn't identify, curiosity, amusement, or suspicion. Well, he drawled, voice casual but laced with tension. Looks like someone's enjoying themselves a little too much backstage. Jungkook stiffened, heart hammering. It's not. Relax, Taehyung said, smirk curling on his lips. I didn't come here to judge. But he paused, gaze shifting to the ring glinting on Jungkook's finger. That little thing, people talk, people notice, and some don't like what they see. Jimin's jaw tightened imperceptibly, his protective aura flaring. And some, he repeated, voice low, dangerous. Taehyung's grin widened, infuriatingly smug. Let's just say, Jungkook, that not everyone is happy when you play with fire. His eyes lingered on the two of them, assessing, calculating, before he turned and left, leaving a trail of tension that hung in the air like smoke. Jungkook exhaled shakily, his hands trembling as he looked at Jimin. See, this is what I mean, everything is so complicated. Jimin cupped his face again, softening in contrast to his earlier ferocity. Life's complicated, he murmured, but you're mine, and I don't care who's watching or whispering, you don't run from this, you run to me. The words were intoxicating, but the threat of someone watching, of secrets slipping into danger, cast a shadow over the moment. Jungkook's chest ached, torn between the thrill of desire and the cold, creeping fear that the world they were stepping into was darker than either of them had imagined. Later that night, as the hotel room lights dimmed and the city outside pulsed with neon and whispers, Jungkook sat on the edge of the bed, ring glinting in the faint glow. Jimin curled behind him, warmth pressing into his back, whispering promises and reassurances. But even as desire thrummed between them, a sinister uncertainty lingered, a realization that the ring, once a simple symbol of trust and connection, had become a beacon, drawing attention from forces neither of them fully understood. And somewhere, beyond the walls, someone was waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The buzzing of Jungkook's phone jolted him awake, heart hammering like it had never done before. His fingers fumbled against the screen, and the notification made him freeze. New post trending, Jungkook and Jimin spotted in a private moment, fans furious, conspiracy theories erupting. The words blurred in his mind. He could hear Jimin's breathing behind him, steady, unnervingly calm, but even that couldn't mask the storm raging in his chest. No, no, it can't be real, Jungkook whispered, fingers clutching the blanket as if it could shield him from the chaos outside. Jimin leaned over, eyes narrowing as he read the screen. It's real, he said simply, voice low, dangerous, like the calm before a hurricane. Someone leaked it, and now everyone's looking, everyone's judging. Jungkook's chest tightened. I told you this could happen. I told you not to. His words stumbled, cracking under the weight of fear and shame. Jimin's hand landed on his thigh, firm, grounding. Stop blaming yourself, he snapped, eyes flashing. You didn't do this. Some idiot with an agenda did. And trust me, I'll make sure they regret it. Jungkook swallowed, trembling. But what about the fans, the company? Everyone's going to hate me, us. They'll get over it, Jimin said, leaning closer until their foreheads touched. His lips brushed Jungkook's ear. Because at the end of the day, none of that matters to me. Do you understand? None of it. You matter, us matters. And if anyone tries to come between that, his voice dropped to a growl, they'll pay. The heat in Jimin's gaze made Jungkook shiver, a mixture of fear and longing. He had never felt so exposed, so vulnerable, and yet so electrified. I don't know if I can handle this, he admitted, voice barely a whisper. It's too much. Jimin's fingers traced the curve of his jaw, gentle now, teasingly intimate. You can, he murmured, voice soft but commanding, because I'm here, and you're mine. Even if the world hates us, even if the media tears us apart, I won't let anyone take you from me. The words ignited something inside Jungkook, a dangerous, addictive fire. Jimin, he breathed, lips parted, eyes dark with desire and fear. I can't, I want you, but... Jimin cut him off with a heated kiss, rough and insistent, pressing Jungkook against the back of the sofa. No buts, he growled. No hesitations. You feel it, I feel it, we both know it. Stop hiding behind excuses and let it happen. Jungkook's hands tangled in Jimin's hair, pulling him closer, body trembling with a mixture of passion and panic. The world outside ceased to exist. There was only heat, only urgency, only the unspoken promise that no matter what the world threw at them, they were in this together. Suddenly, the door burst open. It was Yoongi, expression unreadable, eyes flicking between the two of them with that infuriating mix of irritation and amusement. Really? He said flatly, voice dripping judgment. Right now, there's a full-blown scandal going on online, and you're this. Jungkook pulled back, cheeks flaming, heart hammering against his ribs. Yoongi, I don't care what your excuses are, Yoongi snapped, stepping inside and pointing at the screen. This is bigger than a private moment. Fans are obsessed with you guys. The company's furious. PR is screaming. And here you are, acting like nothing happened. Jimin's jaw tightened, but he didn't retreat. Instead, he leaned down, placing a protective hand over Jungkook. We're not going to let them control us, he said, voice cold, dangerous, unwavering. We'll handle this our way, and trust me, Yoongi. You don't want to be in the middle of this storm. Yoongi's expression softened slightly, though his frown remained. You're insane, he muttered, completely insane, but fine, just don't make it worse. As the door slammed behind him, Jungkook sank back into the sofa, trembling. It's all falling apart, he whispered, fingers clutching the ring. Everything, and now everyone knows. Jimin pressed his lips to Jungkook's temple, soothing and possessive. Let them watch, he murmured. Let them judge, let them talk. They don't matter, only us, only this. The moment was shattered by a sudden ping. Another message. You're on a list, don't think you can hide. The ring is more than a symbol, you're both exposed. Jungkook's hands shook violently. What does that mean? Who? Jimin's grip tightened, dangerous and reassuring all at once. It means, he whispered, voice low and hungry, we're about to find out how far someone will go to control us, but they're going to regret it, because I will protect you, Jungkook, no matter what. And as the city lights flickered outside the window, shadows moving like whispers across the walls, Jungkook realized something terrifying and thrilling. Their love wasn't just passionate. It was a battlefield, and they were already in the middle of the war. The hotel suite was quiet, but the tension between Jungkook and Jimin was anything but. The city outside pulsed with neon light, but inside, shadows danced across the walls, cast by the single lamp flickering like a heartbeat. Jungkook's hands were trembling, the ring cold and heavy against his finger, as if it had absorbed all the fear, desire, and uncertainty swirling around him. Jimin leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, eyes glittering with a mixture of amusement and warning. "You're a mess," he said, voice low, deliberate, "and yet somehow I love it." "I'm not a mess," Jungkook shot back, packing the room like a caged animal. I'm dealing with this, with everything, but it's too much, Jimin, everyone knows, and now," his voice cracked. "Now it feels like they're watching me, judging me, waiting for me to screw up." Jimin stepped forward, closing the space between them, so close Jungkook could feel the heat radiating from his body. "They can watch all they want," he whispered, tilting his head so their foreheads touched. "It won't matter, you're mine, and I don't care who sees, who whispers, or who threatens us." Jungkook's breath hitched, fingers trembling as they grazed Jimin's chest. "But what if I can't handle it? What if this, us, ruins everything?" Jimin's smile was dangerous, teasing, and full of promise. "Then we'll ruin everything together." His hands slid to Jungkook's hips, pulling him flush against his body. "And you like it, don't lie. The way your body responds when I touch you, when I whisper." His lips brushed Jungkook's ear. "You've wanted this from the start." Jungkook gasped, caught between desire and fear, between needing Jimin and fearing the world outside. I can't," he whispered, shaking, but Jimin's fingers tangled in his hair, tilting his head back, forcing him to meet his gaze. "Yes, you can," Jimin growled, heat and hunger threading through every word. "You're not running, not from me, not from this." His thumb brushed across the ring, teasing, possessive. "Do you see what I see? Do you feel what I feel?" Jungkook's knees buckled, heart hammering like it might burst. "I feel everything," he admitted, voice raw, trembling. "But it's terrifying. The fans, the media, they'll hate me. They don't matter," Jimin interrupted, his hands pressing Jungkook into him, lips claiming his in a fierce, demanding kiss. "Only this matters, only us, only right now." The kiss deepened, urgent, heated, full of everything Jungkook had wanted and feared at the same time. His hands roamed, desperate, clinging to Jimin, as if letting go meant the world would collapse around him. Every touch, every gasp, every whispered word sent electricity through them, a dangerous, irresistible storm. Then the phone buzzed again. Both froze. Jungkook's hands shook as he picked it up. Another notification. "We are closer than you think. The ring is just the beginning. You can't hide from us." Jungkook's chest tightened. His voice faltered. "Jimin, it's not just fans. Someone wants us, wants me, wants you." Jimin's fingers tightened on his waist, a protective anchor. "Let them try," he said coldly, voice low and dangerous. "Anyone who comes near you, who even thinks about it, will regret it." He leaned down, brushing lips against Jungkook's temple. "You're mine, do you understand? Mine." Jungkook's breath hitched, torn between terror and longing. "But what if I can't protect us? What if I fail you?" "You won't fail me," Jimin said, voice fierce, unwavering. "Because I'm not letting you. You're not alone in this, Jungkook. Not now, not ever." The door creaked. Both spun around, tension snapping like a live wire. It was Taehyung, standing there with that infuriating smirk, phone in hand. "Enjoying yourselves?" he asked casually, eyes glinting with mischief and something unreadable. Jungkook's cheeks burned, half in shame, half in residual heat from Jimin's touch. It's not what it looks like." Taehyung's grin widened. "Oh, I know exactly what it looks like, and everyone else online will too. Lucky for you, I'm feeling generous for now." He held up the phone, a half smirk on his lips. "But maybe next time, your little private moments won't stay private." Jimin stepped forward, jaw tight, aura flaring with protective ferocity. "Try me," he said, voice low, dangerous, deadly, "and I swear you won't see tomorrow the same way again." Taehyung chuckled, eyes glittering, and dropped the phone onto the table. "Careful, boys, you're playing with fire." He turned, leaving as abruptly as he had appeared, but the tension lingered, thick and suffocating. Jungkook sank back onto the sofa, trembling, heart hammering. It's too much. Everything's falling apart. They're watching, judging, waiting. Jimin crouched beside him, wrapping his arms around Jungkook, holding him close, possessive, protective. "Let them watch," he murmured, voice low and seductive. "Let them judge, let them threaten, let them whisper. We have each other, and that's untouchable." Jungkook leaned into him, trembling, desire and fear tangled together. I don't know how to handle this." Jimin pressed a kiss to his temple, voice soft but unwavering. "You don't have to, not alone, not ever, you have me, and nothing will take you from me." Outside, the city pulsed like a heartbeat, neon lights reflecting off the glass. Inside, Jungkook's world had narrowed to the heat of Jimin's body, the weight of his hands, the promise in his gaze. But somewhere beyond those walls, someone was moving, plotting, waiting for the perfect moment to exploit their love, and Jungkook knew it. And for the first time, he realized the ring wasn't just a symbol of love, it was a target. The studio was buzzing with the usual chaos, lights glaring, cameras snapping, assistants rushing, but Jungkook felt like he was moving through a different world entirely. His chest tightened, every nerve on edge, and the ring on his finger felt heavier than ever, like it carried the weight of every threat, every whispered secret, every danger lurking just beyond his sight. Jimin was beside him, calm, collected, exuding that dangerous magnetism that always made Jungkook's pulse spike. But today, even Jimin's presence couldn't fully ground him. Something was off. The glances of the staff, the subtle tension in the room, the way someone kept lingering near the monitors, it all screamed warning. "Do you feel it too?" Jungkook asked, voice low, almost a whisper, so only Jimin could hear. "Something's wrong." Jimin's hand slid over his shoulder, squeezing reassuringly. "Always," he said, "but we'll handle it, like always." His tone carried that unshakable confidence, the one that made Jungkook want to believe it, even when fear clawed at his insides. Then, out of nowhere, the assistant producer, someone Jungkook had trusted, approached with a sly smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Jungkook, we need to talk," she said, voice sugar-coated but laced with menace. "What is it?" Jungkook asked cautiously. She leaned closer, lowering her voice. "I've seen your messages. I know what you and Jimin are doing, hiding. You really think no one notices? The fans aren't blind, and the company, well, they're very interested in who controls you." Jungkook's chest tightened. "What do you want?" he demanded, fear twisting into anger. "Oh, nothing for now," she said with a smirk, straightening up. "Just be careful. Some secrets are worth protecting, some are worth exposing." She walked away, leaving Jungkook with a sick twist in his stomach. Jimin's jaw clenched. "You see," he growled, eyes darkening, "they're trying to manipulate you to manipulate us. Don't let them." "I can't," Jungkook whispered, voice shaking. "It's too much. They're everywhere. I don't know who to trust anymore." Jimin stepped closer, tilting Jungkook's chin up with one hand, lips hovering dangerously close. "Trust me," he murmured, a whisper that ignited something deep within Jungkook. "Only me, only us, and if anyone tries to betray that," his voice dropped to a growl, eyes blazing, "they'll regret it in ways they can't even imagine." Jungkook's breath hitched, his hands trembling as he clutched at Jimin's shirt. I can't lose you, not now, not ever." "You won't," Jimin said firmly, leaning in for a slow, heated kiss. His lips pressed against Jungkook, with an intensity that left him breathless, hands roaming possessively, igniting a fire Jungkook could no longer deny. "Not while I'm breathing, not while I can hold you like this." Their kiss was broken abruptly by the harsh ring of Jungkook's phone. The message on the screen made his blood run cold. "We have evidence. Your ring isn't just a symbol. You're exposed. Make the wrong move, and the world sees everything." Jungkook staggered back, panic clawing at his chest. "Jimin, they know everything." Jimin's fingers gripped his jaw, forcing him to meet his gaze. "Then we show them they're wrong," he said, voice low, fierce. "We are stronger than they think. We control the narrative. We control this." Before Jungkook could respond, the studio lights flickered, and suddenly a screen in the corner of the room lit up, showing a live feed, Jungkook and Jimin, intimately close, their private moments broadcasted for everyone to see. The room went silent. Jungkook's face went pale and he clutched Jimin's arm. No, no, it can't be. Jimin's jaw tightened, fury igniting behind his calm facade. They crossed the line, he hissed, stepping protectively in front of Jungkook. This isn't just exposure, this is war, and we'll fight it together. Jungkook trembled, heart racing. But what about us, the company, the fans? Jimin's eyes softened just enough to make Jungkook's chest ache. They don't matter, he murmured, cupping Jungkook's face. Only us, only this. His fingers traced the ring, possessive, protective. And if anyone thinks they can come between us, he leaned in, voice low, dangerous, hungry, they'll regret it. Jungkook's hands trembled as desire, fear, and love collided within him. I trust you, he whispered, almost inaudible, voice breaking. Always. Jimin's lips found his again, deep and searing, full of promise and danger. Their bodies pressed together, a whirlwind of emotion, as the world outside became irrelevant. Every betrayal, every threat, every whispered secret melted away under the heat of their connection. And yet, as their hearts raced and bodies pressed together, a shadow lingered, a realization that someone within their circle had turned against them, someone who knew too much, someone who could destroy everything if the timing was right. Jungkook buried his face in Jimin's shoulder, trembling. We're really in danger, aren't we? Yes, Jimin murmured against his hair, voice steady but fierce. But I won't let anything happen to you, not them, not anyone. You're mine, Jungkook, and no one touches what's mine. The room grew quiet again, but outside, the city pulsed with hidden eyes, hidden threats, and the promise that the war had only just begun. And as Jimin held him tight, Jungkook realized that love, hot, dangerous, and all-consuming, was the only weapon he had that could survive the storm. The night was suffocating, heavy with humidity and neon reflections off the rain-slicked streets outside the studio. Jungkook's chest felt like it was about to burst, adrenaline and fear thrumming through him in tandem with the lingering heat from Jimin's presence. They had made it through the public leaks, the threats, and the whispered betrayals, but now the tension had a sharp edge that neither of them could ignore. Are you sure this is safe? Jungkook asked, voice low, tight, trembling. His fingers toyed with the ring, twisting it around his finger nervously. I mean, after what happened with the leak, the messages, someone's watching us. They've been watching all along. Jimin's hand covered his, firm, possessive, yet strangely soothing. Safe, he repeated, voice a low growl. Kid, nothing about us is safe. And you don't want safe, you want this, don't you? You want me, you can't lie to me. Jungkook swallowed, heat rushing to his face, pulse racing. I do, he admitted, voice breaking under the weight of desire and fear. But I'm scared, so scared, Jimin, I can't lose you. You won't, Jimin said, voice thick with conviction. He leaned in, lips hovering near Jungkook's ear, and whispered, Not now, not ever, you're mine, and I'll make sure no one touches you. The words sent a shiver through Jungkook, making him gasp. The room felt suddenly smaller, tighter, the air thick with tension, lust, and danger. Every shadow seemed like a threat, every sound a warning, yet every brush of Jimin's fingers against his skin sparked electricity that made him ache with need. I can't stop thinking about it, Jungkook confessed, voice trembling. About you, about us, about what we do when no one's watching. His hands slid to Jimin's chest, pulling him closer. It's insane, and it's consuming me. Jimin smirked, dangerous, teasing, heat radiating from every inch of him. Good, he said. It should consume you. You should feel it, every nerve on fire, every heartbeat demanding me. His hands roamed possessively, sliding along Jungkook's sides, tracing the ring like it was both a warning and a promise. You want me, don't you? Yes, Jungkook breathed, trembling, body aching, words nearly lost in a haze of need. God, yes. Jimin leaned down, lips crashing into his in a fierce, searing kiss that stole Jungkook's breath and made his knees threaten to buckle. Their hands tangled, fingers gripping, pulling closer, and every movement was a battle between desire and fear, passion and danger. Suddenly, a knock at the door jolted them apart. Both froze, bodies still humming from the intensity of the moment. Jimin's eyes darkened, protective fire igniting behind his calm exterior. "It's probably nothing," Jungkook stammered, heart hammering, but even as he spoke, the message he had just received flashed in his mind. "We know everything. The ring isn't enough. You're exposed. Decide wisely." Jimin stalked to the door, opening it to reveal none other than the assistant producer, the same woman who had first hinted at their exposure. Her smile was cold, calculating, and it sent a wave of fear straight through Jungkook. "Enjoying yourselves?" she purred. "I hope you like being on display, because some things, some people, want more than just to watch." Jungkook's fingers clenched the ring, desperation and anger flooding him. "What do you want from us?" he demanded, voice trembling yet firm. "Oh, nothing for now," she said, smirk widening. "Just remember, Jungkook, that little ring you treasure isn't just a symbol of love. It's a target, and some targets are meant to be destroyed." She turned, leaving as abruptly as she had appeared, leaving a shadow of threat and tension hanging over them. Jimin slammed the door, turning to Jungkook, eyes blazing with possessive fury. "Did you hear her?" His voice was low, dangerous, thick with emotion. "She thinks she can intimidate us, threaten us. No one touches you, no one, do you understand?" Jungkook's hands shook, but he leaned into Jimin's chest, grounding himself. I understand, but it's too much. I don't know if I can handle all of this." "You can," Jimin said, voice softening slightly but still firm. He cupped Jungkook's face, tilting his head back, eyes locking with his. "Because I'll handle it. I'll protect you. You're mine, and anyone who thinks they can interfere, they'll regret it." Jungkook's breath hitched, heat and tension spiraling through him. I need you," he admitted, voice barely a whisper, raw and desperate. I can't face any of this without you." Jimin smiled, wicked and tender at once, leaning down to kiss him, slow and consuming, every movement possessive and electric. "Then you won't," he murmured against his lips. "Not without me, not ever." The kiss deepened, bodies pressed together, hearts racing, danger looming outside. But inside, for this moment, there was only fire, desire, and the unbreakable bond that neither threat nor betrayal could touch. And yet, in the back of Jungkook's mind, the creeping awareness remained. The world outside was closing in, secrets would surface, and the war for their love was far from over. And as they clung to each other, lost in heat, passion and desperate longing, Jungkook realized with a mixture of fear and thrill, he would follow Jimin through fire, through betrayal, through the edge of the world itself, because there was nothing in existence more intoxicating, more dangerous, or more vital than him. The studio was eerily quiet, the kind of quiet that made Jungkook's stomach twist with dread. Normally, the lights, cameras, and hum of equipment would distract him from the chaos inside his head, but tonight everything felt amplified. Every shadow seemed to move with intent, every reflection in the glass made him flinch. The leak had escalated beyond their control. Fans speculated, tabloids ran wild, and private messages, once secure, were now circulating like wildfire. Jungkook paced, fingers clutching the ring like it could anchor him amidst the storm. "They're going too far," he murmured, voice tight. "It's not just rumors anymore, it's public, and it's dangerous." Jimin, leaning casually against the doorway, eyes glinting with controlled intensity, watched him. "Dangerous," he echoed, voice low, almost seductive. "Yes, and thrilling, isn't it?" His lips curved in that sly, wicked grin that always made Jungkook's chest tighten. "You feel it too, don't you? That rush. The world is watching, but it can't touch us unless we let it." Jungkook's throat tightened. "I don't know if I can handle it," he admitted, voice trembling. "Everywhere I turn, eyes, whispers, judgment, it's too much. And now everyone knows." "Then we turn it into fuel," Jimin said, stepping closer, heat radiating from every movement. "Let them watch, let them judge. We are untouchable because we have each other. Do you understand?" His fingers traced the curve of Jungkook's jaw, thumb brushing the ring possessively. "Only us matters, only this, only you." Jungkook shivered under the intensity of the gaze and the words. I want you, Jimin, but I can't deal with all of this. I feel trapped." Jimin's grin widened, dangerous and intoxicating. "Trapped, you never. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, here with me. Feel it. Let it consume you. Let me consume you." His hands slid over Jungkook's shoulders, pressing him closer, lips brushing the corner of his mouth. I want you to fight me, resist me, and then surrender, completely. Jungkook gasped, leaning into the heat, the desire, the magnetic pull he could never resist. Jimin, SHHH, Jimin hushed, voice thick with command and hunger. He claimed Jungkook's lips with a kiss that was both tender and possessive, exploring, igniting, demanding. Jungkook's hands threaded through Jimin's hair, pulling him closer, body pressed against body, both trembling with need and desperation. The intensity broke when the door burst open. Taehyung stormed in, phone in hand, face unreadable but eyes sharp with tension. "Stop," he said, voice cutting through the haze of heat and desire like a knife. "Do you know what you've just done? This is going viral as we speak. Every camera, every phone, everyone's seeing it." Jungkook froze, panic exploding in his chest. No, it can't be happening. Jimin stepped in front of him, protective, dangerous, aura flaring. "You again," he growled. "What is it now?" Taehyung's smirk was infuriatingly calm, almost predatory. "It's already too late. They're watching, speculating, talking. This isn't just a leak, it's a scandal. And someone powerful is going to use it against you." Jungkook's hands trembled on the ring, the weight of it suddenly unbearable. They can't. Please, they can't." "They already are," Taehyung interrupted, voice low, teasing. "And what's worse, someone on the inside made sure of it. Someone close, someone you trust." Jungkook's blood ran cold. "No, not them." Jimin's jaw tightened, protective fire blazing behind his calm exterior. "Who?" he demanded, voice low, dangerous, almost a growl. "Who betrayed us?" Taehyung's grin widened, infuriatingly smug. "You don't want to know, not yet. Let's just say you're not the only one playing games, Jungkook, and your little secret, it's no longer yours to hide." Jungkook staggered, chest tight, breath uneven. "Everything, it's falling apart. The ring, us, everything." Jimin closed the distance, pressing a finger to his lips, eyes dark and hypnotic. "Nothing's falling apart," he whispered. "Not while I'm here, you hear me? I'm not letting anyone touch you. Not them, not the world, not anyone. You're mine, and that's untouchable." Jungkook's body trembled, desire and fear colliding, heart racing, mind spinning. I don't know if I can survive this," he confessed, voice raw. "You will," Jimin promised, leaning in to capture him again in a searing, possessive kiss that stole breath, control, and hesitation. His hands roamed, heated, claiming, every movement a declaration. "I will protect you. I will own you. I will not let you go." And as their bodies pressed together, shadows from the outside world creeping closer with threats, betrayals, and exposure, Jungkook realized something terrifying and exhilarating at once. The ring was no longer just a symbol of love. It was a declaration of war, and with Jimin at his side, he was ready to face it, no matter how dangerous, no matter how heated, no matter how much the world tried to tear them apart. The air around them crackled with desire, tension, and danger, and for the first time, Jungkook embraced it completely. He was no longer just a performer on stage. He was a fighter, a lover, a target, and most of all, Jimin's. The hotel suite felt smaller tonight, suffocating almost, with the weight of secrets pressing down on Jungkook's chest. He paced like a caged animal, fingers tightening around the ring that had once been his anchor and now felt like a target painted in neon light. Every shadow, every reflection on the glass walls seemed like it was watching him, waiting to expose him. "Jungkook," Jimin's voice cut through the tense air, smooth but edged with fire. He leaned against the doorway, arms crossed, eyes like molten steel. "Stop packing, stop panicking. You're letting them see fear, and they'll use it." "I can't help it," Jungkook admitted, voice trembling. "Everything's unraveling. The leak, the messages, someone is trying to ruin us, Jimin. And now," his words faltered as a text flashed across his phone, "we are closer than you think. The one you trust most is the traitor." Jimin's jaw tightened, protective heat radiating off him like a warning. "Show me." He grabbed the phone, scanning the message with a practiced calm that did little to hide the tension under his skin. "So someone's playing dirty. Someone wants you and wants us broken. That's fine. Let them try." Jungkook's chest heaved. "I trusted them, Jimin, someone I thought was on our side, and now I don't know what to do, I don't even know who to trust. Jimin stepped closer, brushing a hand along Jungkook's jaw, forcing him to meet his gaze. You trust me, don't you? His eyes bore into Jungkook, dangerous and irresistible. That's all that matters. Yes, Jungkook whispered, voice raw. I do, I need you to protect me. Jimin smirked, a mix of wicked desire and possessive heat. Good, he said, leaning down to claim his lips in a searing kiss. Jungkook melted into him, fingers threading through Jimin's hair, pulling him closer, hearts racing together. Every nerve in Jungkook's body screamed with the dangerous thrill of it, every heartbeat synced to Jimin's ferocious pull. The kiss broke, shallow breaths mingling, foreheads pressed together. But it's not just desire, is it? Jimin whispered, voice low, hypnotic. There's fear, panic, you're terrified, and I like that, because it's real, and you're mine. Jungkook gasped, body trembling. I'm scared, but I can't resist you, I need you, Jimin. You'll get me, Jimin murmured, voice dripping with promise and warning. Every part of me, Jungkook, I'm not leaving, I'll fight anyone who dares come near you, anyone. His hands roamed possessively, tracing the ring, squeezing, claiming. Do you feel it, that heat, that rush? Yes, Jungkook breathed, almost delirious. I feel it, everything. The moment shattered with a sharp knock. Both froze, Jungkook's pulse raced, fear and desire colliding. Who? The door swung open. It was the assistant producer, her face cold, calculating, and her eyes glinting with malicious satisfaction. Enjoying yourselves, she said, voice honeyed but venomous. I hope so, because the world isn't watching, they're waiting. And some of us, we know everything. Jungkook's hands trembled on the ring. You can't. Oh, but I can, she interrupted, voice a dangerous purr. And I will. Secrets like yours, your little love story, they're meant to be exposed. Her eyes flicked to Jimin, then back to Jungkook. Especially when the one you trust is already playing both sides. Jungkook's stomach dropped. Betrayal, raw and piercing, stabbed through him. No, it can't be. Jimin's aura flared, protective, violent, and hot with anger. Who? He demanded, voice low, dangerous. Tell me who dared betray us. The assistant producer smirked. You'll see soon enough, but let's just say trust is fragile, and some people will break it for the perfect opportunity. She left, the echo of her words hanging in the room like a guillotine. Jungkook sank to the floor, chest tight, trembling. Everything, it's all falling apart. The ring, us, Jimin, his voice broke. I can't. Jimin knelt beside him, hands holding his face, eyes locking with his. SHHH, don't think like that, he murmured. I'm here, you hear me, I'm here, and you're mine. No one touches what's mine. His lips pressed against Jungkook's temple, then neck, hot and possessive. You'll survive this, together, and when the world tries to tear us apart, we'll burn it down first. Jungkook shivered violently, desire, fear, and relief colliding in a dangerous, intoxicating cocktail. I need you, Jimin, all of you. I can't lose you. You won't, Jimin whispered, voice low, commanding, hot with promise. Not now, not ever, you belong to me, and I'll make sure everyone knows it in every way possible. The air around them crackled with electricity, passion, and danger. Every shadow from the outside world felt like a threat, but inside, between Jimin's hands, lips, and gaze, Jungkook found fire, desire, and a fierce, untouchable love. And as the night pressed on, the world outside closing in with betrayal and exposure, Jungkook realized the truth. With Jimin, the heat, the danger, the secrets, they were alive, thrilling, and necessary. Because this love wasn't safe. It wasn't easy. But it was theirs, untouchable, and more consuming than anything in the world. The studio was empty now, the chaos of the past weeks reduced to faint echoes. The world outside had screamed, speculated, and judged. But inside, Jungkook and Jimin were finally alone. The tension that had burned between them like wildfire now simmered into a dangerous, irresistible heat. Jungkook sat on the edge of the couch, ring gleaming in the soft light. His hands shook slightly, not from fear this time, but from the storm of emotions he'd carried for weeks. Betrayal, desire, fear, and love so potent it threatened to consume him. Jimin approached, slow, deliberate, eyes dark and intense. "It's over," he whispered, voice low and commanding. "The threats, the betrayals, everything, it's done. They tried to break us, expose us, manipulate us, but we're still standing, you and me." Jungkook looked up, chest tight, eyes glossy. I don't know how we survived it," he admitted. "I don't know how I survived any of it without you." "You didn't have to," Jimin murmured, kneeling beside him. His fingers brushed against the ring, tracing it possessively. "Because I never left, and I never will. That ring isn't just a symbol, Jungkook, it's a promise. And I promise you, no one, nothing can ever take you from me." Jungkook swallowed, tears prickling at the corners of his eyes, a mixture of relief, desire, and raw emotion flooding him. I love you," he whispered, voice breaking. "All of you, everything about you, even when it was terrifying." Jimin's lips curved into that signature dangerous smile, and then he leaned in, claiming Jungkook's mouth with a kiss that was fierce, tender, possessive, and utterly consuming. Their hands roamed, exploring, holding, anchoring each other in the storm that had finally passed, but left their hearts pounding with heat and love. When they finally pulled apart, gasping, Jungkook rested his forehead against Jimin's. "So, everything is finally safe?" he asked, voice soft, almost vulnerable. Jimin's grin was wicked, hot, and full of promise. "Safe," he murmured. "Nothing about us is ever going to be safe, but it doesn't matter because we have each other. And right now this, you, me, that's all that matters." Jungkook laughed softly, a shaky, relieved sound, letting himself melt into Jimin's arms. "You make danger feel like home." "And you make me feel alive," Jimin replied, pressing a heated kiss to the top of Jungkook's head. "Together, we're unstoppable. No whispers, no threats, no betrayals can touch us." For the first time in weeks, Jungkook felt it, complete surrender, trust, and freedom in the arms of the one who had held him through fire and storm. He let himself be consumed by desire, by love, by the dangerous thrill of being utterly and completely Jimin's. Hours passed in a haze of heat and tenderness, confessions whispered in the quiet between kisses, promises of forever spoken between gasps and touches. Every threat, every fear, every moment of chaos faded in the glow of their connection, leaving only the raw, undeniable truth. They were meant to survive this together, to fight the world side by side, and to burn brighter than any danger could dim. Finally, as dawn crept through the windows, casting soft light across the room, Jungkook pressed a hand over Jimin's heart. "We really made it, together." Jimin smiled, hot and tender at the same time, brushing a stray strand of hair from Jungkook's face. "We did," he murmured, "and nothing, absolutely nothing, can take this from us. You're mine, always, forever." Jungkook's lips curved into a smile, a mix of relief, love, and desire, as he held Jimin close. "Forever," he echoed, voice soft, steady, and certain. Outside, the city moved on, full of noise, whispers, and judgment, but inside that room, all that mattered was the heat, the passion, the trust, and the unbreakable bond between them. They had survived exposure, betrayal, and fear. They had survived the storm, and together they would face anything, desire blazing, hearts tethered, forever unshakable. The ring glinted in the morning light, a small circle of steel, but infinite in promise, a symbol of love, fire, and the unyielding strength of two hearts intertwined. And for the first time, Jungkook felt truly free.